So if I do a search for, let's say, as an example, ethanol, um, and I hit enter, it says knowledge information is available for this query. Wait while we download this information for you. And as you can see, it has already downloaded it. And we're working on representing these informations a lot more clearer, because many people have complained that it's not clear enough. Many people didn't even notice that this was here, and many people thought, this is just garbage. I'm just going to scroll down, and they didn't even consider looking at it. But it's actually pretty much worth looking at. So first of all, I can go ahead and click chemical names and formulas, and it'll load this page. And here it says that it displays the compound formula and the normal formula and then the name. I can go ahead and click structure diagram, and I get the visual representation of the structure. I can go ahead and click 3D structure, and I get a 3D structure of the compound, which in my opinion is truly awesome. This has been amazing me a lot. Alright, so you can get basic properties like when does this compound melt, when does it boil, and so on. There are thousands of these properties, and this is not the only thing you can do. You can compare two compounds of the same species, well, the same kind, as long as the two items are of the same kind, you can compare those two things. You can compare two countries, two planets, two vegetables, whatsoever, and it'll eventually show the information for all of the liquids next to each other, so you can easily compare. But it's much more advanced than this. Consider this to be like a whole library where you just go ahead and ask the library assistant, can you get me something, some information about this? And instead of finding you a book, she gives you the information directly. This is pretty much the equivalent to that. I can go ahead and write advanced queries, like as an example, weather in Netherlands when Bill Gates was born. And if I go ahead and do that, amazingly, it will actually process this. See. Alright, let's just wait until it calculates. Yeah, here we go. See, if we go ahead and click into input interpretation, we get how the engine understood our query. And you can see it's the weather in the center of Netherlands, Bill Gates' date of birth. It's all based on properties of objects. We'll get back to that later. So I can go ahead and click recorded weather for Netherlands. And as you can see, it says that it was the day of October 28th, 1955, and it was 39 degrees Fahrenheit. There were these conditions. The relative humidity was 89%, the wind speed was 12 miles per hour, and so on. If I need to go ahead and check the source of this, I can go ahead and check out weather station information, the weather station that captured it. I can click on weather history, how was the weather on that day at different times. It's really all very advanced. It gives you more information than you need, but sometimes it's really good to have. And you may think that this is something static that we've put in just to amaze you guys, but it's quite dynamic. You can go to, this is a query I use a lot when I demonstrate stuff, but there are thousands, if not even millions of queries out there that you can perform. And you can go to wolframalpha.com to get some pretty cool examples of such queries. It could be, let's say, distance from the Sun to Pluto in kilometers, or it could be something else like distance from Germany to Italy, and it would eventually give you a map and everything. So it really cuts everything out in pieces for you and serves it on a metal plate. So it's pretty cool. I can compare almost anything and write anything about, like, almost anything. I can go ahead and write a random word, and it'll eventually give me information about the word. Could be, definitions, all its meanings, its word frequency, how often is this written, how often is it spoken, pronunciation, and all that kind of stuff. So really great tool to have, and when it's integrated to Fusionsearch, it pretty much ensures you that you get this extra kick, you get this extra experience that you wouldn't have in other engines. It really helps you a lot. Okay, so if I go back to the main page again, we seriously need a link for that. We'll get that later, I promise. Then, you know, you may, like, seriously, I advise you to go to this engine because according to us, it's actually better than Google, and many people agree with us on that. We've reached a hell lot of, a huge amount of visitors, and we hope that, you know, that you'll help us share this engine. There's no catch to it whatsoever. All we want is popularity. You can go ahead and click our intentions or figure out our privacy policy, or you can send us feedback if you think something is broken or you have an idea for an improvement. Like, if you think this search engine is good, in your honest opinion, you know, please help us share it. You know, write about it in your blog, share it out to people. And you know, this may actually give benefits to you. If you write about this in your blog, and you can actually go ahead and show us by, you know, sending us feedback and proving that you're the owner of the blog and saying, hey, I've written about you guys, then we will actually return the favor and put your blog on Fusionsearch, and offer you free advertisements whatsoever.